Hello, beautiful people. Today I wanted to share briefly about a really probably complex and beat up in conscious communities topic on polarity in relationship, feminine and masculine polarity. And I know I have a lot of people who follow me who are really aware and well versed on this. And I also have a lot of people who are not familiar with what that is. And so in relationship, especially in a long-term relationship, if you are in one married or for a very long time, you may notice that at some point, and it's probably issue or concern of a lot of couples, that at some point you think you lose attraction to your partner, or that similar tension, that spark, that spontaneity that used to be in the beginnings no longer there. And so we call it loss of polarity. And when I say polarity, that really means charge, right? So if you wear a battery, a man is a plus, a woman is a minus, and these two are really attracted to each other, right? So in the long-term relationship, when a couple are like swimming in their own energy all the time, this polarity starts to diminish and they become too familiar to each other. And doing relationship and being a team and raising kids and being friends in the relationship, it's great. But when it comes to sex, intimacy, like that desire, that spark, that like tension, it might be not there. And so it doesn't mean that you lose attraction towards your partner. And so I know that a lot of men who are my clients come to me and they say, oh, sex is mechanical and we're thinking on trying this, introducing another person into our dynamic, having a threesome, or we're using the toys and bringing the sexy lingerie and games and all things. Nothing wrong with those, by the way. They are amazing. However, there are other more internal, energetic, subtle ways of restoring that polarity. And you can actually read about this topic in full extent in David Deda's books. So I highly recommend those of you who are not familiar with his work, his workshops, his books, get into them. They are awesome. He is awesome. He talks a lot about feminine and masculine energies. I'm not talking here about a woman and a man. I'm talking about feminine and masculine energies. And just to give you a little bit of a background on this, we all as humans have feminine and masculine in us. So I speak and coach and work with men who are hetero men who are in relationship with women. So, and I myself is a hetero woman, and I date men same way. So what I'm trying to say is that predominantly men have their core energy masculine and their secondary is feminine. And for women, their core energy is feminine and the secondary is masculine. We both need to go through life, to do the business, to do the relationship and all the things. But when it comes to sexuality, desire, eroticism, it's important to maintain, for those people who want this dynamic man-woman, it's important for men to stay in the masculine and for women in the feminine. So the polarity is there, the tension is there, the spark is there, the charge is there, and you never get enough of each other. And you don't really have to introduce a third person into the dynamic just to feel something extra, though you can, or toys or other things. So as I am speaking to the masculine population, I would love to offer you certain ways on how you as a man can return to that masculine core when you sort of kind of like lost it maybe, and how you can introduce or invite your woman to be in her softness, in her feminine flow. So first and foremost, once you notice that this is what's happening, there's nothing wrong with you and you didn't lose attraction towards your partner. And it doesn't mean that you have to like go and seek for another woman to be with, to have that newness and that, you know, charge again. It just means that, you know, you can take time apart. And well, right now it's harder to do because we are in the times of COVID, but even though like you can choose to stay at home yourself and send your woman on like a 3-day staycation somewhere in the hotel. I've known people who have done it without like communicating and letting her do her thing. Maybe booking a spa for her, maybe you know, encouraging her and inviting her to spend time with her girlfriends, because one of the greatest ways for women to come back to their feminine is to spend time with women. And for you, you do your thing with the man. It's really important for a man to have a group of men to be surrounded by, to get to that energy of more testosterone and more masculinity. Other things that you can do are related to the tasks that you can engage yourself into that demand problem solving, right? Maybe you go on some quests, adventurous trips with your man friends. Or maybe you engage yourself into some work task that is competitive. So whatever that is, stay in that whatever task that you engage yourself into. Make sure that they have this kind of energy behind them, that are problem solving, that are, you know, require competition, that are intense in like action. They're action oriented. For your woman, you may suggest for her to, because a lot of times, and in the majority of, you know, in the society we live in, there are a lot of empowered women who are action oriented and who keep producing and doing and going. So we tend to really get a little bit neurotic when we spend too much time in the masculine. I know I am falling into that place, and I am coaching men, and you know, now I'm in the relationship and I'm with a man, with my boyfriend all the time. So, and I'm not having a lot of feminine other than through Zoom in my life. So I do get this, like I become rigid, and rigidity also, as far as speaking about myself here, that is what I was replicating when I was a little girl, because my mother was in that energy. So I had to retrain myself, rewire myself to be in a place of feminine and feeling more and slowing down more. And it was hard. And so for me, like, I get to just like, somebody else needs to like snap and tell me like, Iryna, soften up. But if you tell me to soften up, I'm gonna tell you go fuck yourself. So instead, the best way, if you like, as a man, you invite your woman to, hey, I would love to like for you to go and spend time with your girlfriends, and I booked a spa for you, massage, I just drew a bath for you, chill out, made you some tea. Like, this is like awesome, especially when a woman comes home from work and she's all geared up and in all these energy of masculine. She would love some space, some time to come back to the feminine. Well, the best way is to draw her bath, like the easy one, or like pour her some tea. And another way could be, so I've been doing this course on the art of feminine submission, and it's all about DS, dominance and submission, and I'm not going to get too much into it because it's too complex and to explain about, but it is about how a woman can carry herself throughout the day as that soft feminine being and do all the things from that place. And that, you know, that's a lot of work for a lot of women nowadays in our society. So you as a man, observe where your woman hangs out mostly, in which energy, and how you can step into the masculine, which is identified with presence, with centeredness, with groundedness, with problem and solutions, resolution. Get into that place, and then notice where your woman is and how you can help her to get into a place of softness and gentleness and feminine flow. And once you establish that, like you learn how to like navigate this through different tasks that you do, and also flirt. I mean, flirting is one of the things that women can come back to once she's in her feminine, and that what starts to spark up the desire again. So I hope that was helpful. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. Love to hear from you how you are maintaining polarity in your relationship and intimacy.